guys, it's Sarah and I am here with another Disney layout for you. And this one is going to be about meeting Ariel. So this was when we went to Ariel's Grotto and we got to go inside and the girls got to sit with her and talk with her and get her autograph and all that good stuff. So it was a lot of fun. So for this one, I put together this little page kit just of some papers from my stash that I thought would go well with kind of a mermaid, under the sea type theme. And I'm going to go ahead and get these kind of put together and layered up. So this large background paper here, I'm cutting the strip off of it right now, and that is from Webster's Pages. I've had that for a very long time. I feel like those kind of look like seashells to a certain point. And then everything else is scraps, and the kind of the starfish type picture or paper, I do not know where that has come from. I don't have a manufacturer on it. It was just in my stash and there was no branding on it at all. So, but I did decide I wanted to put some blue cardstock behind this paper because I felt like it was kind of busy and it needed a solid edge. So I'm going through my blues here to see which one I like the best. And I think I'm going to go with, am I going to go with this one or the lighter one? I went with the lighter one there. They're all kind of they're the same stuff, just different shades. So I went with a little bit of a lighter aqua blue there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I cut it down to about, cut it down by about 1/4 of an inch on each side. And I do want to go ahead and mat my picture with it first. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on here and cut out the center of it. And this is a 5x7 picture. For all of my character pages, I printed them all 5x7 because those were definitely the most memorable thing for my girls, especially the princesses. And we do have one of Buzz Lightyear. But that was kind of the thing that if I asked my girls what their favorite thing about Disney was, it's always meeting the princesses, like all of them. So I wanted to make sure that these pages were definitely special and prominent, so I made the pictures a little bit bigger for that reason. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of these papers here that I'm going to be using for my layering. And I am layering just 2 pieces, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and ink them up with some Tim Holtz Distress ink, and the color is Mermaid Lagoon, which is a little bit perfect, Miss Mermaid Ariel there. And then for this one, I'm only going to do the sides because the edges, the top and bottom are going to go straight to the edge of the cardstock, so I don't really need to do the other sides there. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink these 2 little 2x2 cards as well, along with this tag. And I don't do all around the tag because the bottom is completely gold foil and the ink won't stay on there, so let that be. So this paper, oh, it's from Me and My Big Ideas. Sorry, I wrote it on the back too. I did that a long time ago. I kind of labeled stuff if I took them out of packages. That's from Me and My Big Ideas. This one I do not have a manufacturer for because I used it, I think that came in a hip kit a few months ago, and I used just a section of it, as you can see, and then I kept it in my Disney stuff because when I looked at it, I was like, that's really looks like a mermaid tail, and that would be great to use on a page about us meeting Ariel because we knew, when I used that paper, I knew we were going to be going to Disney and trying to meet all the princesses and stuff. So I kept it specifically to make for this Ariel layout. And I went ahead and inked along the photo mat there as well. And I'm going to go ahead and work on my title. So my title is going to be Ariel's Grotto, and I really wanted to use these thickers that are in the font Lullaby, and they are an aqua glitter. So I have 2 different types of those though. The ones I'm using right now are chipboard, and then these right here I'm opening are foam. So they're the same font and the same color, but one is foam and one is chipboard. But I'm having to mix and match a little bit because I did not have enough to make the entire title in one or the other. So you can't really tell that they're different though, unless you're really like holding up my layout at different angles and looking at it, which people going through my scrapbooks are not going to be doing that. So it doesn't really bother me. There is a tiny slight discoloration between them. The foam ones are a tiny bit lighter, but you really honestly just at a glance you can't tell. And even if you could, I wouldn't care. I think it just adds more character to it, and it just, yeah, so I don't think it's a big deal. All right, so I'm just kind of laying it out the way that I think I want it. Just making sure it's gonna fit. I have that chipboard Ariel there from a Disney pack of chipboard characters. This tag here is from American Crafts, and it's really pretty blue with some gold kind of splatters along the bottom. I think it looks kind of like oceany because it has, the bottom looks a little bit like sand maybe, and then bubbles coming up, so I thought it went really well on here. I'm going to pop Ariel up on some foam squares here so that she kind of stands up a little bit. And she happens to fit really perfectly right there with the title. So I'm going to use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive to put down definitely the chipboard ones, because chipboard does not stay for the long haul. The foam ones do. I will not use my adhesive on the foam, but on the chipboard I do need to use that. And then I found this piece of blue vellum on my desk that was torn from a different layout that I did a while ago, and it's just been sitting on my desk, and I thought, hey, I could use that here. I thought about trying to squeeze it underneath, but my thickers were down. There was no way they were going to come up easily, so I'll use it in a different place. But, all right, so I'm just spelling out Ariel's Grotto. The T's I kind of stacked up against each other here a little bit like that, so it didn't take up so much space. Okay, so I like the way that looks. And then with this vellum, I decided I'm going to go ahead and kind of use it along this piece of paper here. I didn't have to use a ton, as you can see, and I just put some adhesive just on the very inside of it so that it was covered up. This was a little tricky. It's a really small space, but I felt like I needed it right there so that it makes sure that it looks like it's going across all the way. And then I have these two little die cut squares here. These, I believe, are from Bo Bunny, from one of their beachy lines, and they are just two little 2x2 squares. The top one has a seahorse on it, and then the last one has, or the second one has like a ocean look with some gold around the frame. This little die cut here, I believe, is from Heidi Swap, and it says Totally, and it has an arrow, and I really like the color tone, how it goes with everything. And then this one here, I do not know where that die cut came from, but I had it in my stash, and it just, the color was perfect, so I'm going to stick it up here, and then I'm going to put down this little heart gem in green, and that kind of helps bring out the green from Ariel's dress, because her dress is not blue, it's green, and her little chipboard there, so add a little green on top there. I'm going to add a couple staples here to that vellum, just to make sure it's going to stay. And then I have these little charms that are sand dollars. I got those from a scrapbook company called Harley Quinn's Designs. Yes, named after the villain from Batman. However, I do not believe they're making products anymore, but they did for a while, and they were doing home parties, and a friend of mine had a home party, and so I bought a few things, and so I've had those for probably 7 years at least, maybe even 8 years now. I have never used them, and those were the only 3 that came in that little package, so I made sure to go ahead and use them here. They went perfectly. They're gold, they're beachy, so it just adds a nice little touch here. And I'm using some really strong double-sided tape to put these down. I didn't want to put them on pop dots because it would have made them way too dimensional, and I didn't think that my ATG was going to be strong enough, so just put those down. I'm kind of pressing in from the back too, just to make sure the tape is stuck to the paper there. And then I'm going to use one of these geotags from Studio Calico. They're like a really pretty blue. I'm just going to cut one out and put it right next to the A in Ariel, because it's Ariel's Grotto, and that's where we were, so kind of a little geotag there. And I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. I'm going to journal on this little 2x2 card here. There's Layla hanging out with me, touching all my stuff. So I got my journaling done there, and then one last thing I'm going to add up here is I still have a little strip of this vellum that I use, so I'm going to go ahead and put this up at the top here. Just add one more little element up here. And then that's going to complete my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying making these Disney layouts. They've been a lot of fun, and I hope you're enjoying this series. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will see you guys again real soon with some more layouts for you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.